My name is Tarmack, and this is your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the week of May 19th, 2018. Our title story revolves around Cliff Bleszinski and Boss Key. This week, good old non-contentious Cliffy B tweeted that as of May 14th, Boss Key Productions is effectively no more. Cliff has always been a bit of a prickly character, with many incorrect controversies to his name. PC gaming is dead, Epic is stealing employees, but he does have some pretty great games in his history. It's not really a surprise to anyone that after the Follow the Leader failures of Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, though, the studio would not go on. As I've said before, many studios can simply not survive two failures in a row, especially at current day budget levels. On the plus side, Epic is hiring. Valve appears to be cracking down on visual novels and other similar, generally anime-related adult games with what it deems pornographic content as a result of some heavy activist spam. Honey Pop and Kindred Spirits on the Roof, for example, have both received notices from Valve to clean up their act in order to remain on the platform. The issue here, as I see it, however, is one of prudish tardiness, and while I have no interest in these games, I think it is fair to defend them because I see value in a more free and open game industry. Valve is late to the party here because if it was their intent to keep these games off of the platform, that would have been a great thing to do before Valve had taken hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in revenue shares from selling them in the first place. It also represents a massive lost opportunity for Valve to shake up the concept of adult-only games by providing a legitimate place to purchase them and forcing the industry to, at the very least, acknowledge their legitimacy. We wouldn't want adults to be able to buy adult games because then Steam would have to actually try and force some kind of proper age verification, and that would take work. Despite Blizzard having previously claimed no plans to bring other Activision titles after Destiny 2 to the Battle.net client, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, a game which uses Roman numerals like a child who gave up on life in kindergarten, will be exclusive to the platform on PC. Blizzard again stated there are no long-term plans to offer Battle.net spots to a wide variety of games, so you can expect the biggest of the big Activision titles only for the most part. And gamers be pissed, because many prefer the monopoly of Steam to having a few extra icons on their desktop for multiple game clients many already have installed. The game will also have no campaign, so it fits in line with most things that Blizzard has released on Battle.net over the past few years. According to an interview with game director Yoshinori Kitase, the dreams of many Final Fantasy fans, and honestly fans of pre-Enix Squaresoft, may be coming true. Nobuo Uematsu, the composer who created the music of the greatest Final Fantasy games and many more soundtracks, is to some degree at least involved in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. While we don't yet know whether this means new tracks, remastered versions, or what, it is good news nonetheless. Uematsu represents, in my opinion, the greatest game music of all time, and with current-day tech, I'm really hoping for a full re-envisioning of the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. A mere 2 years after the original launch and stunning false confirmation that you could see other players in the game, No Man's Sky Next is slated to release on July 24th. And this time, there will be multiplayer. Hello Games has been periodically adding content to the procedural spaceflight game, which still has an active player base, though what those players have been doing in-game up until now is anyone's guess. The multiplayer is described as exploring the universe with a small group of friends or bumping into random travelers, the latter of which was an original launch selling feature. The update is free to players who have the game on PC and PS4, and an added launch, the game will be coming out on Xbox One on the same day. I can't wait to see what Sean Murray lied about this time. And our good news game story of the week. Microsoft announced the Xbox Adaptive Controller, which should be available to gamers later this year. Designed precisely to help disabled gamers, the controller was developed through consultation with groups like the Cerebral Palsy Foundation and the Able Gamers Charity. It features the standard D-pad with massive programmable buttons, but also includes a huge battery of 3.5mm inputs along the back of the controller, which can be used to connect all manner of third-party controller add-ons. Each gamer disability is different and each has their own challenges and complications. So what is in effect a modular programmable system really fits the need here. You know what I'd love to see? Someone with cerebral palsy beating the ever-living hell out of Ornstein and Smo with this thing. Game on. Your game releases for the week of May 20th to 26th are as follows. It's a good week for video game releases. On May 22nd, Runner 3, the third iteration in the Bit Trip Runner series, releases on PC and the Nintendo Switch, with PS4 and Xbox One following shortly afterwards. Commander Video is back, ready to jump, double jump, wall jump, slide jump, and otherwise jump your way to a musical victory. Let me just say that these games are infuriating to the nth degree, and yet satisfying like a cold shower on a hot day when you actually get a difficult level right. Also on May 22nd, releasing on the Xbox One and Windows 10, you'll be able to play State of Decay 2. It's a multiplayer zombie survival game with base building and zombies, so what's not to like? A totally original genre. The game also has 4-player co-op and is part of the Xbox Play Anywhere program. While it's not on Steam just yet, there is potential for news to be shared on that front, according to the developer. On May 25th, David Cage humanity simulator Detroit Become Human releases on PlayStation 4. Detroit is a game focusing on androids and a branching narrative. It boasts thousands of choices and dozens of endings, so in theory, replayability here should be high. And somewhat out of the ordinary, the embargo lifts a whole day before launch, so you should be able to check out reviews in advance of that whole pre-order thing. And finally, a game near and dear to my rage-quitting heart, remastered with 4K resolution, increased number of players in multiplayer from 4 to 6, password matchmaking, and more. I get to play Dark Souls all over again. I've been pining for some Dark Souls for the last 2 months and forcing myself to wait because of the remaster. It had better be great so that I can... This has been your Game Industry News Wrap-Up for the week of May 19th, 2018. My name is Tarmack. Thanks for watching.